Golfers, is there any value in getting custom fitted? Let's get into it. My name's Ross Jackson. I'm a PGA professional based in the UK, and welcome to Ross Jackson Golf. We're custom fitting specialists who give golf consumers across the world no-nonsense, high-quality information about their golf equipment. If you're serious about trying to improve your golf game, then today's video is just for you. We're going to be looking at one of the most important yet often overlooked elements of golf performance, and that's to do with your equipment and whether these are fitted for you. Custom fitting goes far beyond just picking a club up that feels good in your hand. It's a comprehensive process where a fitting professional will measure all key characteristics to do with your impact and subsequent ball flight. That data then derives what club will be best suited to your golf swing. You might think buying a new set off a rack or buying a second-hand set will be sufficient, but trust me, custom fitting can have a huge influence on performance. Most golfers, in particular beginners and intermediates, do not believe they're good enough to get fitted. On the contrary, that's actually the cohort who would experience the greatest gain by getting their equipment fitted. Let's paint a picture. An elite ball striker with an ill-fitted set of golf clubs. Arguably, this player will be able to make this work on the golf course, not to the same level as a fitted set. If you go to the other end of the spectrum, and a less able, a less efficient golfer, fundamentally their performance needs to be underpinned and supported, and that is a huge part of that game is to do with their equipment. If their equipment is fitted appropriately, this helps them have a much better opportunity to play well on the golf course. First part of the fitting process is about learning about the golfer. We're not hitting shots, we're not doing anything dynamically at this point. It's a question and answer where a fitter, someone like me, is asking you, the golfer, about you and your golf. I want to understand what's your normal impact condition. So what happens if you don't strike it so good? What happens if you hit it offline? Does it go more left, more right? Do you get much curve on the ball flight? Do you hit it high? Do you hit it low? What are your tendencies? What do you do when you hit it good? And what do you do when you hit it bad? My job as the fitter is to help you hit less bad shots and more good shots. And I'm going to do that by building you a set of golf clubs that's going to accommodate the poorer strikes, the poorer ball flight, but underpin and add a zest to your better shots. I'd also like to try and learn about you as the golfer. Physically, mentally, what's going on with you, a bit more of a 360 picture of what client am I dealing with here? How can I help you as the fitter land on a set of golf clubs that's going to help you play better? So understanding your injuries, understanding your range of motion, general thought process on the golf course, all these things play towards creating a piece of equipment that's going to help you play better on the golf course. Reduce your bad shots, increase the good shots, lower your score, increase your happiness. Once the Q&A is done, it's time to hit some shots. We need to try and collate some data with your current equipment to try and build a picture of how the club's performing, strengths, weaknesses, and everything in between. Another thing to mention at this point, really valuable through the whole process, is naturally you're going to hit poor shots at some point, aren't you? Even the best players in the world hit poor shots. And if you do, actually think of it in this sense, you hit poor shots on the golf course, right? You do it, I do it, everyone does it. It's actually naive to think that you're going to come in here and not do that. Also, it's impossible to hit every shot perfect. As a fitter, we want to see your poor shots. We want to see what you do when you hit it really poorly, because also that helps us give us a more rounded picture of who you are as a golfer and helps us give you a piece of equipment that's actually going to help stop that happening. Now the players hit some shots, we've got some data to back up what has been going on. Admittedly, the Q&A is really valuable, getting great information from that, and it helps with us understanding about the golfer, their ball flight, their impact. Information's subjective, isn't it? What I think is high in terms of ball flight might be different to what you believe is high, or what I believe is a small curve or a big curve might be different to what you believe is a small or a big curve. So we've always got to keep that in mind. Information's subjective, and realistically, we will only ever act on data that will help us understand that. Now, from there, really, we're looking for key characteristics to be in a certain position. If they're not in that position, how can we give that player a club that's going to facilitate that? We're going to go and get some clubs that I believe will help the player hit the desired outcomes that they need. looking at this ball flight, it looks a little bit low, a little bit flat. Let's go and get something else that'll work. So we're at the fitting wall. What we're trying to do now, at this point, we're looking at separate parts of the golf club that can help influence your outcomes. So first part of the deal is the head. What head do I need? In that instance, needed something that's going to hit it a bit higher. Then potentially loft wise, maybe centre of gravity wise, which is going to help get that ball flight up. This has the biggest influence on ball flight. So critically important that we try and get this closer to where we need to be. Next thing will be the shaft. So the shaft has clearly an influence in terms of ball flight, strike, everything associated with those things. That helps regulate launch conditions, so spin and height, launch angle, land angle. Really important in terms of side to side control. That's classed as dispersion. We're trying to get a blend of the right trajectory, the right launch conditions, the right spin, the right land angles, but we're also really important to try and get the right control, try and get that dispersion quite tight. You notice in that them shots before curving quite a long way from right to left. And a shaft that's going to help maybe be a wee bit more robust, less torque at this point might be good. I would try and give them an option in all the manufacturers and let them try it and see what comes out the best. Not really bothered about flavour of the month in terms of brand, in terms of what has got the best advert, who's got the best players using it. I don't really care about that. What I care about is that you hit good golf shots, and whether that is this brand or another brand, I don't really care. I'm not brand conscious at all. Don't care about price point, don't care about any of that stuff. My primary influence is to help you as a golfer hit more good shots, play better golf, have more enjoyment when you go and play golf. Quick evaluation. So Tester Club was going to, fundamentally, broad brush stroke was going too low, too fiery. You need to try and get that ball up in the air. Left miss was of a concern. So changed kind of club up there. We have flattened lie. We've gone slightly stiffer in shaft, slightly heavier, and give me something with a little bit more loft. Straight away, we can already see better ball flight control. For me, my bad shot is left. I want to really guard against that. And for me, with an iron shot, I'm pretty comfortable how far I can hit the golf ball. What I'm really bothered about is how far I hit the golf ball. I want to see consistency in terms of how far I'm hitting that ball. Height isn't an issue now. We can see that, you know, in terms of the desired flight window, it's starting to look a bit better. So a very brief synopsis of what we would tend to do when we start to fit people. This wouldn't be the end of the session. We would continue to explore different options in terms of would there be something else that'd be better. Once we start to see some joy with the club, we might start to look at changing lie angle, swing weight, shaft, length of club, lots of different things. A proper iron fitting, being thorough, being able to try all different brands, being able to explore shaft options. Realistically, that probably should take around 2 hours, and that'll give you sufficient time to distinguish what is going to be best for you. Now, what's going to be best for you, me, man down the road, is going to be different, isn't it? Building that synergy between the different components of a club, the head, the shaft, the grip, and the specifications that we build that club to is critically important to help you play better. Clearly, a fitter club is going to help you land on a set of golf clubs that's going to help you hit the ball better, strike it better, control it better, create more distance, create more tangible control over the ball flight. We see a lot of recreational golfers hit the ball too low. So actually getting the ball maybe potentially a bit higher, but however, it's not cookie cutter. Sometimes you get people hitting it too high and also trying to kind of suit those guys. Some closing thoughts in terms of a fitting process. Really important to remember there's no judgment. Whatever happens during a fitting, whether you hit it great, whether you hit it poorly, there's value within reason both outcomes. We want to be able to see what you do when you hit it good. We want to be able to see what you do when you don't hit it so good. And we want to be able to give you equipment that actually underpins your performance on the course and actually reduces potentially those bad outcomes and increases certainly the good outcomes. Naturally, I think it's the same with all golfers, isn't it? You know, we all feel like whether you come for a fitting or whether when you first start to go out on the course or if you first start to get into competitions, you naturally feel like everyone's going to be better than you. It's never the case really, and fundamentally, when you come for these sessions, come and just be as normal as possible. Thank you so much for watching our video today. It has been a real pleasure to present this information to you. Fingers crossed you found it of value, it's been educational, and it's allayed some fears in terms of the fitting process. Wherever you are on the golfing spectrum, whether you're elite to just getting going, there is value in getting fitted. Do not underestimate that. Buy right, buy once and get it right. Wherever you are in the world, we are always on hand also to help out. So if you've got any questions or queries, shoot us a message. We're always on hand to help, and we want to help you get better wherever you are situated in the world. So be sure also to like and subscribe to the channel. More information coming, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, guys.